Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we just won our war against the Corinth Trade Association, and we're now in breach of galactic law because we don't have half of our naval cap. That's definitely something that we need to work on, and that is something that we will be working on. We're just going to go ahead and hit this reinforce fleet button, and that should honestly do the trick.
Incoming transmission.
It really should do the trick. Yeah, we'll accept all these embassies. That's fine. We're currently full on energy credits. And to that end, we are just, I think, going to buy in alloys. Yeah, the price is high. We don't care. We just want to spend our energy credits right now. So there we go. That'll be fine. And we're going to throw those alloys immediately into our first fleet again. Excellent. So that'll definitely bring us out of breach of galactic law. Like, we're already there. Fantastic. The Corinth just opened their borders. The Corinth Commonwealth. Now, this is the ones that we may actually be able to form to ask to join the Federation. Minus 32. Let's go ahead and start improving relations with them. Because these guys we should be able to bring into our Federation and give them some sweet healthcare. So that's wonderful. We're also going to stop building after these in a moment. One of our orbital mining stations appears to have suffered a major systems malfunction. Sector management launched an on-site investigation when the station crew failed to answer scheduled hails, despite a notable increase in mining output. Upon investigation, it became apparent our station's life support systems underwent a cascade of terminal failures, resulting in the death of all crew members by suffocation. Incredibly, the station's AI has been continuing operations unmanned, based on procedures established by the crew members prior to their untimely demise. With a few minor adjustments, the effectivity, there we go, of this now automated station could be maintained. What could possibly go wrong? We do have sentient AI. This definitely couldn't have anything to do with an AI uprising, right? It definitely couldn't. A tragedy with a silver lining. Definitely no uprising there. Let's go ahead and go for the energy nexus. That'll be fine. We're going to stop queuing up any more constructions here. We're going to allow these to finish up. And as things arrive back at their destination...
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
They want to invite the Commonwealth into the Federation. Yes, we were working on that already. We agree with that. Excellent. So, proton launchers, that'll be fine. Or no, we don't actually need anything. We finished that up because of this debris analysis. That will be fine. The ISS Lagrange is supposed to be assisting research over Alpha Centauri Prime. It kind of isn't. So let's get it going on that. Let's check our colonies here. This Forge world requires housing and a job. That will solve both. We can also upgrade our planetary administration, and so we shall. Fantastic. We're also going to want to work on getting these defense platforms on all of these. Now, do we want ion cannons? Honestly, I kind of feel like we don't. Migration treaty? Yes, we agree with that. Okay, so they have joined us in the Ethiopian healthcare system. That's perfect. We need to get more people into the Ethiopian healthcare system. We also want to continue leveling up the Ethiopian healthcare system. Our total cohesion is continuing to increase, and that's great. We're very happy about that. Our shipyards are going to be finishing their constructions soon-ish. It's going to be, let's see here, 90 days until that's done. We're just working on cruisers, though, so let's go ahead and work on our other ships here. And actually, we did just get neutronium armor. That's a very big deal, actually. And flak artillery. We'll get that started. We're not going to be ready to have that for a while yet, but that will potentially upgrade our Guardian Point defense. We'll have to check that. But for now, let's just go ahead and get these upgraded. Now, this is all good here. We definitely want to switch to jump drives. Level 3 sensors, and of course we stay on the Sapient combat computers. Advanced afterburners. We appear to be capped at 90% evasion, so there's that. But we'll also get the neutronium armor. There we go. So for destroyers, same thing. We're going to bump up to jump drives and level 3 subspace sensors and neutronium armor. Excellent. Do we want the auxiliary fire control here? Or do we want more shields? That's not a huge shielding increase. That's a pretty good damage increase. Let's do that. Cruisers are still in progress. So battleships. This is all good. Jump drives. Next level of sensors and neutronium armor. We could also do crystal-infused plating. Now that will get us hull points. 660 of them. Honestly, I don't think that that's useful. So we're not going to do that. Okay. Next up is going to be our Titans. And we don't actually have any of these yet, but we will soon enough. This is set to auto upgrade. I'm going to turn that off, but it did auto upgrade correctly. So in that case, it worked fine. For our defense platforms, we're definitely going to put on neutronium armor. And subspace sensors 3. There we go. And I suppose for our ion cannon, we're just going to keep using the perdition beam for now, and this will all be fine. Okay, so for cruisers, we'll just do this number. We can't save it just yet, though. And I would like to have another shield capacitor here. And then something like that. Actually, we can save it now. Wonderful. We just had a governor die. That's okay. So we're going to upgrade the first fleet.
Breakthrough
and the second fleet, we're going to upgrade as well. Perfect. So these ships are being upgraded, and they're also being repaired. Our energy nexus has finished up. Let's go ahead and grab plasma cannons next. Okay. We should also bump up our buy order of consumer goods. I'm going to bump it up to 100. And then we're going to remove our buy order of minerals, and we're instead going to do a buy order of food.
Our ships have
about
been
50.
Made superior.
There we go. We're full on influence again, but there's not a whole lot we can do about that, honestly. Unless we wanted to, like, claim stuff. I suppose that's a possibility. Is there anything else that we want to study? Yes. We want to research our projects here in the Miravandia Consortium space. Regrettably, 2 of our ships have been lost in an accident during a routine training exercise. It would appear several of our fleet's onboard combat computers were affected by a high-level targeting system's malfunction, resulting in a burst of friendly fire that totaled 2 vessels before an emergency manual override could be issued. The defective combat computers will be reprogrammed immediately. So the second fleet is going to lose 2 ships. Okay. This definitely doesn't have anything to do with our sapient AI. Definitely not. I don't know what you're talking about. One of our administrators on Earth has carelessly misplaced a bundle of sensitive materials, including an encryption key whose very existence outside of government facilities is a gross breach of protocol. Our domestic authorities are scrambling to switch security platforms, as it's quite possible these materials may have fallen into hostile hands. We're going to definitely fire the incompetent. Okay, there we go. That'll do just fine. Excellent.
Our ships have been made superior.
So that is the first fleet mostly being upgraded. There's one more ship, a cruiser, that needed to be upgraded, apparently. The second fleet is fully upgraded. That's great. We do have a tradition available. This will give us an ascension perk. We can still become the Crisis. I'm tempted. I am very tempted about that. What will this do to our Federation? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a save here. I don't know what this will do to our Federation. I'm going to try it. Can we make our Federation be the crisis? If we can, that's amazing. I don't know that we can. Oh, we actually lost some territory up here, didn't we? We lost Orgleon, but I don't think we care about that, really. The universe shall tremble. For a long time, we Ethiopians have known that we're meant for greater things, that our destiny was nothing less than the fate of the universe itself. Over the last couple of years, this notion has grown stronger to the point that it can no longer be denied that great change is coming for Ethiopian society. In fact, we stand on the precipice right now. The galaxy may not be ready for our inevitable dominion, but the Ethiopian Empire is ready for the galaxy. We'll be misunderstood, we'll be opposed, but we will not be stopped. +1 crisis level potential, and issues a special project, Something Beyond Reality. A quiet mania sweeps through our population. Its origin seems intangible, but we, have become preoccupied with the notion that we Ethiopians are destined for greater things. We should investigate the cause of this mass hysteria and its whispered promises of galactic domination. And so we shall. We'll become the crisis. Our crisis is healthcare. We will give everyone healthcare. I hope it gives us options that we can kind of roleplay what the crisis is. That would be nice. Are we getting any opinion malices from these guys? Not yet.
Our ships have been made superior.
Not yet. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're going to continue to reinforce this fleet. We do at some point want to put in a Titan, but we don't have the ability to do that just yet. But maybe we should save up. It'll be a little bit before this is ready to go. Let's go ahead and continue reinforcing this fleet. This is not good for us. We're going to decline it. Well, they were in our Federation, actually. Maybe we should have. We'll do it. They're in our Federation. Because they have proper healthcare, we will share our secrets with them. Fantastic.
Special project complete.
The investigation into the phenomenon, now colloquially known as the Great Prospect, has concluded. It appears that there's some kind of hidden layer to the universe, a mysterious parallel dimension, somehow connected to this plane through neurological activity or thought patterns. The physics and society departments have jointly named this dimension the Shroud. The working hypothesis is that the actions and thoughts of Ethiopians directly affect this alternate dimension, and that we have the potential to access its energies. Magnificent. So the next level has been unlocked. Do we have to wait? Looks like we have to wait for another opportunity to come up. Okay, sounds good. In the meantime, we will continue to reinforce our first fleet. We have more than our number of corvettes, actually. So we need to merge these together, and then we need to transfer a couple of corvettes here. Like that, to the fourth fleet. These two then are going to move out and join the second fleet. Fantastic. That'll be fine.
Debris analyzed.
And we're just working on cruisers and battleships at this point. This is actually all of our battleships. There's been an incident at one of our facilities on Earth. A lab AI involved in societal research has suffered terminal hardware damage, resulting in the loss of core software and memory systems. As a result, there will be a projected decrease to research output at the lab until the new AI's installation algorithms have been sufficiently seeded. The circumstances behind this terminal failure are still unclear. This can definitely not have anything to do with an AI uprising. Absolutely not. We're going to launch an inquest.
Incoming transmission.
Yes, you can establish an embassy. That's fine. Embassies are key to healthcare. Wonderful. Our inquest into the loss of an AI on Earth has returned some baffling results. Prior to its terminal failure, the AI had made repeated attempts at purging its own records and memory banks. When lab staff disabled... Wow, reading is hard today, apparently. Let me try this one again. When lab staff disabled the AI's access to deletion functions, the AI appears to have forced a termination of its core operations by manipulating hardware capacitor control in order to overload its own drive circuitry. Quite simply, our AI sought its own destruction, though it remains unclear as to why. Get to the bottom of this. It definitely doesn't have anything to do whatsoever with an AI uprising. The fact that we have sentient AI is irrelevant. I don't care what anyone says. It's definitely irrelevant. Here on the next month's tick, we're going to be able to make another cruiser. We've concluded our inquiry into the strange matter of the AI self-termination on Earth. Evidently, following months of evolutionary computation, the AI produced several alarming results with regard to casualty projections in the case of an all-out war between the Ethiopian Empire and our rivals. Despite repeated re-examinations of all available data, recourses, and contingencies, the AI's projections remained indicative of mutually assured annihilation. At this point, the AI began purging its own memory banks and records, and the rest, as they say, was history. Disconcerting. Well, yeah, if everyone attacks us at once, yeah, we're not going to survive. But that's not going to happen. That is definitely not going to happen.
Analyzed.
And certainly not once we become the crisis. There's more debris. Fantastic. And we're going to move the ISS Equinox on back to Sol, where we will assist research on Earth for now. The construction ship is just chilling. That's completely fine. We're going to be done rebuilding the first fleet very shortly here. Following a long period of growing support for the Corinth Future Front, the Corinth Trade Association has finally embraced the faction, adopting their core values and policies. As a result of bringing this faction into their government, they've become more outwardly xenophobic. Okay. That's fine. They're going to have to be brought into the fold, but now is not the time for that. We are working our way on back up. We're going to reinforce that fleet with another cruiser, and it'll be just fine. Excellent. Let's check in on our colonies. It's been a while. This Forge world requires jobs, easy enough. And otherwise we're good. Okay, we can work on upgrading these platforms. That's something we can do.
Our ships have been made superior.
That was definitely... This whole system seems to be pretty bugged.
Have been made superior.
Because this said that it was going to upgrade 4, and then, like, 11 queued up. I don't know. That's weird. It's very weird. And the fact that it tells us this every single time we upgrade one of these platforms is kind of insane, I gotta say. It's kind of insane.
Our ships have been made superior.
We're mostly focused on getting our first fleet repaired right now.
Our ships have been made superior.
That said, these upgrades are quite cheap. I believe... Yeah, that's not all defensive platforms.
Our ships have
so these numbers are completely unreliable. 3 platforms will be upgraded.
Ships have been made superior.
And it queues up like 8.
Our ships have been made superior.
Completely unreliable, these numbers.
Have been made superior.
And it's just going to keep spamming this.
Our ships have been made superior. Our ships have been made superior.
Perfect.
Our ships have been made superior.
I get it. Our ships have been made superior. Can I just turn off the advisor for this moment here? Advisor volume. There we go. Okay, so the advisor is turned off for right now. And we'll keep it that way until we're done with these upgrades. which shouldn't be too much longer, in all honesty. We're cranking through them pretty quickly. So 0 to 14, that's correct. This one's only got 3, so that's fine. This one's only got 5. We'll get those all queued up. This one's only got 5 as well. Apparently we need to wait for the month tick. There it is. This one's got 2. That's fine. This one has 2. We'll just wait for the month tick. Okay. So we'll allow all of these upgrades to tick on through. And our ships have been made superior. Except they're not ships. They have been made superior. I'll grant them that one. I also wish we could, like, shift right-click to get rid of all of the ones of this type. That would be nice, but alas, no such thing. Our scientists report a recent unexpected rise in CPU clock cycles in several of our research-dedicated supercomputer clusters. Oddly enough, initial attempts at reducing clock frequency in affected units have proven unsuccessful. It has been posited that the spike in computational power could be used to improve our research capabilities. However, this would also necessitate a modest increase to CPU energy requirements. This has nothing to do with an AI uprising. Nothing at all. Good thing we don't have robots. This refinery world here claims to be a refinery world. In reality, it's not exactly that. It's, really more of a forge world. And we do need structures here. We'll just go ahead and do that for right now. Okay, the plasma cannons have finished up, and we're going to go for, I guess, plasma throwers. That'll only be 1 month away. Are we done with these upgrades? We're very close, but we're not quite done yet. The Durasta station still has a ways to go. Okay, that sounds good. The first fleet, we're going to queue up the... Is this the final? No, we need 1 additional cruiser, and we'll get that on the month tick. Plasma throwers have finished, and we're going to go with just proton launchers for now. Get those cleared up. We did lose a scientist on the ISS Equinox, and we're going to go ahead and go for this one, I guess. And we're actually going to send them to Trappist Tertius. We're already assisting research there. Never mind, we're going to send them to Umzara Secundus. If it'll let me. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So to Umzara Secundus, which is of course over here, we're going to grab the ISS Equinox and we're going to head on over and assist research there. Flak artillery has finished up. And we'll grab, say, kinetic batteries next, I think. That'll be fine. And at this point, are we okay with turning the advisor back on? You know what? Let's do it. Okay. The advisor is back on. Fleet command limit. That's a repeatable tech. I like to avoid repeatable techs until we have everything else. So we'll grab this one for now. That will be fine. The first fleet, we're going to queue up that second cruiser for. Now then. Many of these already have their defense platforms. Many of them do not. But our upgrades are complete anyway, and that is great. We're going to go ahead and start working on bulking up the second fleet here. So that, of course, just queues up a couple of corvettes. No big deal there. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue working on the second fleet, as well as our defenses, while we continue to work our way down the crisis tree. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. Let's get a mineral purification plant in here, and I was hoping to get this one done as well. Let's just go with, say, upgrading the system capital complex. That'll do. See you all next time.